Hi everyone, I'm Jenny Reirachuu and welcome back to the 6th episode of Keeping Up with FSL, where you can get all the tea on the FSL Valorant circuit. We're almost nearing the end of the FSL Valorant circuit as stages 1 and 2 have just ended. 6 out of the 8 spots for FSL Elite have already been filled by Alter Ego Celeste, Galaxy Racer, Renatus White, Eos Arise, Big Scythe, and Aracat Aresta. Only 2 spots remain and teams will have their last chance at qualifying through FSL Wildcard. Today, we've invited 𝗞𝗏𝗄 from Hashira and 𝗞𝗏𝗞𝗶 from Wildfiresphinx onto the show. These 2 teams are among the top contenders for the last 2 spots of FSL Elite.
And then Plucky misses her knives. 𝗞𝗏𝗄, trying to hold on for dear life, won't be able to find anything. And 𝗞𝗏𝗞𝗶 just goes in non-stop. Even spots Key out, sprays her down, doesn't connect it though. Key shuts her down with a Guardian headshot. Down to a 2v2. Spike has been planted. Punish Fury a little bit all too late. But 𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗵𝗶 in from mid-doors.
Hello. Hello. Could you give us a brief introduction of yourselves?
Okay, hi, my name is 𝗞𝗏𝗞𝗶, known as WFX 𝗞𝗏𝗞𝗏. I play for the Wildfiresphinx, of course. I'm main duelist, mainly Reina, and I'm a full-time teacher who has a side hustle in gaming.
I'm 𝗞𝗏𝗄 and I play for Hashira FE, and I'm the youngest player in the team, and my main role is duelist as well.
Could you also tell us a bit more about the teams and the rest of the girls on your teams as well, just sort of like the FPS background that your players have?
Okay, I'll start with my team. Some of you have known that I have 2 teammates who are new to the FPS scene. For me and the other 2, we are kind of more experienced in the FPS scene. So I think that's generally how we put both experiences together to form like different strats or to kind of play off different playstyles. Because we're all working full-time, we don't really have much time to kind of like train together. So we try to at least have 3 days a week to kind of train together or like scrim or dry runs, yeah.
𝗞𝗏𝗞𝗏𝗶, a few of the girls on Wildfiresphinx, this is their first FPS game, right?
Yeah, they're trying their best, and I think so far they've really improved a lot as compared to the first time they played. So I think I'm quite proud of them, and I can say that they're really trying their best to kind of catch up to those who really have a lot of experience.
Very teacher of you. 𝗞𝗏𝗄, what about the girls on your team?
Some of them I've known since CSGO. Like when I first started playing, they like 𝗞𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗶 and Kia. They invited me to join their team in CSGO, and then that's when I started playing competitively. But I never entered any LAN tournaments or anything. And then I believe 𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗵𝗶 and Yuumi also has background in FPS. Yuumi was playing Overwatch professionally and 𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗵𝗶 just CSGO casually. Then we all met through the Hashira tryout. But again, 𝗞𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗶 and then Plucky, we've been playing together since CSGO. That was 4 months ago. So me and the team have been playing for 4 months.
What is the training schedule like for both of your teams? Because 𝗞𝗏𝗞𝗏𝗶, you mentioned also like you have a full-time job and it's a bit hard to schedule scrims with the rest of the team. So is there more of like a focus on scrimming or solo queue, or maybe like how many times a week do the girls scrim?
3 of us are students in Hashira, and then the other 3 have work. So it's kind of we have to set like specific schedules for specific days. We don't have like a set schedule every day, and we practice at least 2 hours a day, although sometimes we don't get to have much practice at all.
I think for my team, we kind of try to put in some time for dry runs, some time for scrims, because we really do have to make use of the time that we have. So because we have full-time jobs, we're at most available at 8 for like 2 hours straight, and then we're just done. So it's not a lot of like experience and time. So we just have to make do with what we have.
Does that mean that like most of the girls solo queue a lot, for example, or is there like someone on the team that maybe like solo queues the most, plays rank the most? Tell us.
So for my team, solo queue or duo queue, I think it's 𝗱𝗓𝗏 and 𝘒𝘜𝘓. Yeah, if not, I would be with the other members, but I think the one that plays like the most is 𝘱. She's always on every day.
I see her online all the time.
Yeah.
𝗂𝗏?
I play every day because I've been wanting to grind to Radiant, but it's just so hard. And I duo with 𝗞𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶 a lot and 𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗵𝗶 sometimes. But the rest, I think they either solo queue or have their own duos.
So, since this is the first time on Keeping Up with FSL that we have two players from two different teams, I wanted to get you girls to just talk a bit about each other's teams and what your thoughts were about meeting each other in the previous tournaments. For example, there was one time during Open 6 playoffs, Wildfiresphinx beat Hashira in that best of 3, but then when the teams met again during Open Overtime, Hashira beat Wildfiresphinx in that best of 3. So I wanted to ask just what are your thoughts about that? What do you think about each other's teams?
When Wildfire met Hashira, it was kind of like a new environment because we've never really seen the team. But the moment we went into game, it was like so intense because we were reading off each other's playstyle, and I think it's the same for Hashira. So I think, speaking for my team, we were quite intimidated at first, but because like we sang in the lobby, we were like trying to figure out like, are these people kind of chill or kind of scary? But so far, I think we really did enjoy playing with Hashira. In both the open and overtime, because like we did learn a lot like from them. We learned how to counter strats or how to pick up some of their own strats as well. So
𝗂𝗏, like how different was it between the first time playing Wildfiresphinx that best of 3 and then meeting them again? Was there like a really big difference?
There was, because the first time our team was still a bit flustered, something like that. For the second time, I feel like we felt a lot more motivated to, get back at Wildfiresphinx for, defeating us in the previous tournament.
To ask you, 𝗂𝗏, about the recent tournament and where your team lost to 𝗂𝗏 Arise, I wanted to ask how the girls and how the team felt about that, because I think for most of the viewers watching the tournament, 𝗂𝗏 Arise kind of seemed to be a new up-and-coming team that like most of the other teams hadn't maybe prepared against, or they didn't really know what their playstyle was like. So I wanted to ask for you personally and for the girls, like talk to us more about that series.
EOS has been playing for a long time actually as Dynasty Arise. We were friends with them. We still are, but I feel like my team felt like it was just a friendly match or some sort, because we were all talking in all chat while the games were ongoing, and there were a lot of teabagging, and I guess some of my teammates felt uncomfortable-ish playing against them, and so we had a lot of issues. If you had noticed, we played quite off during that tournament. And we're hoping to get back at them.
I think the viewers and the casters and the broadcast team also, we did notice a lot of the crouching going on, and we also like heard that the girls, I think locally also, like I think you girls play a lot versus each other in other competitions. I wanted to ask both of you, did any of the teams that have qualified already through to FSL Elite, have any of them surprised you?
For me, I feel like Big Scythe, Tiamat, Vitality, these teams were the ones that I never really thought would go so far. Like they're decent players, just that I've never really heard their name as often. So like you kind of like don't know how they would play, you don't know how they would kind of like fend for their own standings. So for 𝗂𝗏's Arise as well, I didn't really expect them to play that well, but I think similar for all the teams, they really trained really hard, and like they worked together to kind of like push through. So yeah, I kind of hope that we can learn a lot from these teams.
For GXR Celeste, and Reirachuu. I think they qualified, right?
Yep.
It was already a given for me because they've been a really strong team since CS:GO actually. Like Celeste and then 𝗞𝗶𝗵𝗶𝗶 from Reirachuu and 𝘒𝘜𝘞𝘞𝘍𝘚 and her other teammates 𝗱𝗏𝗏 and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
other teams met, the girls were singing during the lobby to just kind of feel each other out. Tell us more about that. I think we all want to hear more about this like karaoke session.
I think when we went into the lobby, we were really nervous. We didn't know what to feel or like what to expect. So I guess we were just like kind of calming down, because usually before a game we would just sit in a call and sing before. I think we annoy a lot of the admins because we just keep singing in the call, and then when we saw Hashira, I was like, you know what, I'll sing to them. So I kind of just started singing. I think there was one of them, I think, was it 𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗸𝗶, like, who sang back with us.
I think it was 𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗶𝗶 or
yeah, because they were singing with us, and so I was like, oh, okay, let's sing a song. Let's just sing a random song. So I think the song that we sang was I Want It That Way.
That.
Yeah, but
Really?
yeah. I think we just kept singing the song, and then like it was like one person with one word, then just continue.
So actually, I was AFK for the first like 5 or 10 minutes they started singing. So when I got back, I was just so surprised. Everyone started singing and everyone was laughing on Discord, and I was like, "What's happening?" And then yeah, I heard Kiki singing. I was like, oh, "Her voice is so good. What the heck?" And,
Thank you.
yeah.
Wait, okay, so we can't just hear about how good Kiki's voice is without actually hearing her voice. Like, Kiki, do you want to sing for us?
Sample.
Yeah. Or maybe we can sing together. We can all sing together.
not
How about
me.
the two of you can sing together? Just like
No, not me. I cannot.
It's okay, we will sing just like the open. Let's go.
yeah.
I can't sing. It will only 𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗶.
You got this. You got this.
You got this.
You got this. You got this.
The host
Nah.
also has this.
Okay, I'll sing with you. I'll sing with you.
The host and Kiki. Yep.
What? No. This
No,
is
no.
like where we're showcasing the players from FSL. So like we'll all join in.
You are my fire, the one desire.
Believe, and
I say
I
I want it that way.
I'll just be your moral support.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show. Good job.
Thank you. Take my leave.
Kiki, you mentioned that the girls, like, it wasn't just a one-off thing that because you were nervous to play versus Hashira that the girls started singing in the lobby. You mentioned that it's something that actually Wildfiresphinx does before every single game. Is there like a routine? Is there always like maybe one song that you girls sing, or is it just like whatever's popular?
I think we just play any song, we just randomly sing. Like it can be like, for me, I can sing Britney, like My Loneliness, and someone else will join in, and then the whole call will just start singing. Like we don't really like talk about scripts. We just sing and sing until we feel like kind of calm, and then we start to focus. So it's just like random songs. It can be like from, I don't know, Britney, or it can be some like TikTok song, or it can be some random like children's song.
Good job. For Hashira, usually how does the team just kind of pull back their mentality, especially like when the team isn't doing well? Like say if you're in the middle of the series and maybe like you drop the first game, usually like how does the team kind of reset their mental?
Pre-game routines are similar to Kiki's, although I didn't want to humiliate myself in public, but I'm usually the one singing in Discord, and like I'm always alone, or either they all mute or even deafen because my voice is very bad. I'm terrible at singing, but I still continue to sing so I can make myself feel better, and then they start laughing at me whenever my voice starts to sound quite quite off, that's our reset. I just say to make them laugh.
That sounds like it definitely works. Although, like, I feel like if you start singing in a call and then your team is deafening you, I feel like that would tilt me even more.
Oh no.
Do you consider your teams to be maybe like a dark horse within the FSL circuit? Do you feel that your teams are maybe a type of up and coming team? For example, for Wildfiresphinx especially, I think the team only started joining FSL Opens towards the later half of the circuit as well. Do you have that type of feeling when you girls compete?
For Wildfire, when we first started as I think glitch pop cult, like the first open we joined kind of gave us confidence because we didn't expect to make it so far. We got to top 8, I think, for our first open, and we were just confused because like we're kind of new and we were just like the lower bracket horse, which is kind of lower bracket horse, not the dark horse. Lower bracket horse, because like we were winning and we're just like, what's happening? Is this something that's like normal? Do we have like to train more? Because like it's like a confidence boost, and I guess that kind of just set our path to continue joining the next few opens. Yeah, so not really dark horse, but I'm confident that if we train more, maybe we could make it to the top again.
𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗶, I think we have a bit of a reverse situation for your team. I think a lot of the analysts and the broadcast team, when we were watching FSL Overtime, we kind of expected Hashira to be one of the teams that had a high chance of qualifying through to FSL Elite from Overtime. Can you tell us more about like what the team's expectations were?
For me, I wasn't really expecting much from our team because I said before that we would practice every day, but that was only effective till this month when we actually got our own coach. Because for the first 3 months of us being together, it was really just 𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗶 spearheading our practices, and hopefully the next tournament we'd come back even stronger because then we already have practice, and we've been scrimming a lot, and I think we're a lot more prepared because in our previous tournaments which we joined in FSL Open the other seasons, we didn't really have practice. We were just always scrimming or like coming up with shots on the spot. We feel a lot more prepared than we were before.
So the last question that I have to ask the both of you, what are your team's confidence level going forward for FSL wildcard? How confident are you that your teams will qualify through to FSL Elite? What are the goals?
My team has 2 new members because 2 of our original members are overseas or committing to something else, so they can't really make it for overtime. So training with a new team like a week or 2 before the wildcard is kind of scary, but I feel like we have a chance. I feel like we can make it if we continue to stay positive and train. But I think it's a promising team, so I hope that you look forward to our performance in wildcard.
I'm a lot more confident in qualifying than I was before, and hopefully we can qualify together with Wildfire because they're a really strong team, and you know, I love Kiki.
Oh, I love you too, and the rest of Hashira.
Yeah, we would love to be able to hear you girls sing again during the pregame lobby for sure. Lastly, are there any shout outs that either of you want to give to any of the fans or the audience watching FSL?
Big shout out to all our supporters for both Wildfire and Hashira as well. I see in the chat that even when we were against each other, the Hashira fans were kind of saying like, oh, these girls are good. I think they're going to be great. So I think it's kind of like a positive environment. And I also shout out to all the women who are chasing their goals, not just in esports, but for other contexts as well, like maybe their own dreams or their businesses. So whatever it is, women's rock. Women rock, not women's rock.
I'd also like to give a shout out to all of Hashira supporters because I'd always see their names on all of our tournaments, and it kind of warms my heart. Shout out to 𝗞𝗰𝗵𝗶 who's just watching right now and wouldn't do the interview.
She heard there was gonna be singing involved, but thank you so much, 𝗏𝗏 and Kiki, for coming on for this episode of Keeping Up with FSL. And of course, good luck going forward into FSL Wildcard. Hopefully, we'll see both of your teams at FSL Elite. Bye!
Thank you.
FSL Wildcard will be broadcasted live from 1st to 3rd October, so don't forget to follow and share FSL's social media pages to be kept updated with the latest news. That's it for me for this month. I'll see all of you again on the broadcasts for FSL Wildcard.